taste bad.
Right.
However, there are a few things, and I think I mentioned these in my email, that you can really knock the wheel off your car when you're competing with other people. And although the flavor of everybody's food was good, there were some technical issues with presentation and temperature and sanitation that made it long. Every single team would have, if the health inspector was here today, we would have an F on the door. So that's kind of, but it's everybody. That's across the board. We would fail. Things like hand washing, touching your food that's ready to eat with your bare hands, having personal drinks at your cook station. Things like that would disqualify you from being able to operate a legitimate food service operation. So on that basis, everyone can fail. Some of the basic things that they teach you, like the European chefs teach you in culinary school, is when you present your food that it needs to look good and taste good. Some garnishes are appropriate, some aren't. And when you put things on your food just so it is there, when it doesn't have anything to do with the dish, it disqualifies your dishes from passing any muster as far as a culinary competition goes. They're called non-functional garnishes, which everybody except for one team used non-functional garnishes. A good example of that is a lemon. A lemon's acceptable on a piece of fried fish because it's considered a vessel to carry the lemon juice that you're going to put on your fish. Okay? But unless it's something to put juice on your, it's not an acceptable garnish because it's non-functional. It has no function. It has no business being on that food because it has no purpose. And while the rosemary smells great and looks good, big sprigs of rosemary everywhere, if it's not in the dish, it doesn't, and it's just there. That doesn't have any function.
So it needs to be part of the edible part of the dish,
Yes.
John? Is that what you're saying? Okay, not just it's an element in the
It's
dish.
not,
It needs to be
you can't
pretty
just
much
do stuff
edible.
to just say it did. It's got to have some reason to
I think you
be.
put it on there so you told people what was in the chicken.
Yeah, that's what I thought so too.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. It has to serve a function.
Okay, so I was just trying to show what was in the dish.
The only exception is lemons on fried fish. That's the only exception that there is because it's a sauce container.
Oh,
Although it's an inedible garnish, it's a container. It's like having a sauce packet or whatever.
makes sense.
So anyone using non-functional garnishes is disqualified.
Right.
That just leaves Mrs. Jones. She had no non-functional garnishes.
that was, she's your mother-in-law, so she knows the
And notwithstanding the use of the mirepoix vegetables that were diced up and roasted in the belly of the chicken, when she cut it open, there's steam poured out of it. It was the only hot chicken that was served here today. Served here with steam pouring out of it.
Now, did you know that was gonna happen when you cut it into it?
It keeps the heat in.
Because of all the moisture from the vegetables. So
Keeps it moist.
it's a very, it's very cool to cut open something and see steam pouring out of it. I mean, your potatoes were cold, but you still pretty much, you got this.
So chicken should not be served like at room temp, or that's not the point of roasted chicken to be served.
Any hot food has to be 145 to 150 degrees when you serve it. You have to cook it to 160, but you can hold it at 150. Or 145 technically. You have to get it to 160, 165.
Where do you hold it to 150 though? Like in the oven?
Well, hot box and oven, wrap it in foil. You can take
Thing over the top of it?
you can take a hot chicken, wrap it in foil, and drive from here to Lexington, Kentucky, and it'll still be hot. You wrap it up right.
I didn't
I
bring
kept
foil, it's
mine
my
in
luxury
the,
item.
I kept mine in the Le Creuset until we pulled it out.
That was smart.
You know what?
In that big blue container
Okay.
pot that I had.
Yes.
Like I believe when we started today, I turned one of the ovens to 200 degrees, right? That was to hold food.
But everybody used all the ovens, so they all got jacked up.
I enjoyed the meals, all three of them.
Everything was very good.
Very good.
But you're saying on a point stance, these are the things that they look for.
Well, I mean,
Because I don't know how else you can judge it, because I told them, I said, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes to judge it,
well,
because the
number
food
one is
tastes good.
flavor and everything tastes good.
That's right.
So that, everybody got those points. And then safety, everybody lost those points. And then
That's
appearance,
the heck out of my hand.
everybody who used non-functional garnishes lost those 10 points. Color, everybody got points on that. Everybody had a diverse mixture of colors on the plate, which has a importance to nutrition because the more different colors you have on your plate, the more vitamins you're, which they're finding now that vitamins don't work by themselves. They work in networks. So if you don't have a diversity of color on your plate, you're not getting all the network antioxidants and vitamins that you need to eat those.
Brown, yellow.
Waste and scraps, everybody did pretty good. Texture, not a lot, not so good. Nobody did really good with that. And what that is, for example, if you're gonna have chicken and dumplings, there should be something crispy or something crunchy to go with something soft.
So I get both ends of the spectrum on it?
You mean in it?
Whatever part of the dish you wanna have, if you're having something really soft, you should have something really crispy.
So with cucumbers, bacon crumbles or something with that?
Or, something crispy.
Okay.
So,
I go get you a carrot stick.
Oh, you do? Okay, leftovers out of your waist.
so to get points for the texture thing, you would have to have a texture balance. A color balance and a texture balance. So for every soft thing, you had a crunchy thing. For every mushy thing, you had a firm thing. So there's, it's not boring. If that makes any sense.
That makes sense.
And those are just basic concepts. I mean, there's only 5 things. And waste, and scraps,
So now when you watch the show,
the only, very good overall.
that's all you want, if you don't know what you
I think the feel dough was kind of a, it didn't work out for anybody.
Oh, man, I'm shoveling it in my mouth as fast as I can.
And we didn't read the instructions on the box, so.
I'm sure it's good, and I actually didn't try
It
it.
is good, it's really, this one's really good. I had
But
to try it.
technically, when you do phyllo dough, you lay a piece down, you
Butter.
clarify butter,
Yeah.
and then you put another layer, and then you clarify butter. put another
Did
layer,
not do that.
clarify butter,
Oh,
layer.
clarified better.
It's rusty, it is.
Okay.
And it dries out real quick. There's some tricks to do it, but nobody did it properly. I'm not hating on anybody. She just did.
Sounds like snack talk.
I'll tell you what, if it gets better than that by using, well, I guess it wood was butter.
Oh, yeah.
It will be crispier.
Well, you know, at
the
home-
butter has moisture in it too, so when it bakes, it poofs it out and it gives you moisture in between the layers. Otherwise, you end up, it's like eating whole paper.
Oh, it was good.
Well,
Good.
the blackberries made it really good.
Those blackberries.
Yeah.
But I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore.
Thank
You
you,
did
John.
great.
Darn.
John, you did great.
Professional points that I would never have thought of, like the soft, crispy thing.
Uh-huh.
That makes sense to me, but I would never have
And garnishing.
known that.
And if any of you chefs want to talk to me one-on-one, I'd be happy to really tell you all the different little nitty-gritty
Wow.
things. Because it's so complex. I mean, making even a roasted chicken, there's 1,000 different little things that you can do right or you can do wrong.
And there's things, now just like if I make chicken dumplings at home, That's what I would serve. I mean,
Nothing crunchy with it?
well, yeah, or we might throw some crackers or something, you know. But the way we cook at home is one thing. Now, like on Weight Watchers, I'll use the phyllo dough to be my carrier for what I'm putting inside of it, because I don't want the crust and I don't want the fat and whatever. And when I do it like that, I know it's not like baklava and some of the other things that are just, you know, buttered and all, but I don't want the butter. So that's the way I do it. And I know I'm giving up what it could be, but I also know that I can eat a whole bunch of it this way and not suffer where a little bitty piece is gonna, you know, pack on 10 pounds. So there's ways we cook at home for ourselves that's different than, you know, and I mean, when we sit down to dinner, there ain't no garnishes of anything.
Yeah, but hey, this point is well made when we're cooking for
Yeah.
presentation, that's a difference.
So let me ask you this, so everybody that's on these Food Network shows, are they considered professionals? No.
Oh, not, well, like Rachel Ray, she's somebody that cooks, and because she's paid, I guess she's a professional
But
chef.
what I'm
But
saying-
she's not been educated.
Right.
I mean, she's not been to Culinary Institute or
Right.
If you
something.
look at the email that I sent out last night, has, what's his name? Anthony Bourdain, CIA graduate, 1989, I think, or something.
It's inappropriate for some years.
And then,
I'm serious.
Yeah,
What?
he does say a few
Inappropriate
words.
for some years.
He has no reservations.
Yeah. Some of the comments he made, I'm like, oh. But
he's a hardcore New
He
York
really
City
is.
chef.
Yeah, he was the
But
one,
he's not gonna
If you're
throw a
easily offended,
non-functional
don't
garnish
watch
on
it.
everything he puts out, I
he's the
guarantee you
one
that.
that insulted Paula Deen nationally and
Yeah.
what did I say?
I forget what his comment about it was.
Anthony Bourdain, no reservation.
Well, but she doesn't,
He's very
does she not go like
out there with his
rules in?
comments.
I mean, she's
He's
just,
got great points.
There's just
He's got
certain
great
things
chefs.
that make sense.
Amazing stuff. Yeah, he's amazing.
Like he shared a thing with a movie that was, he said, turn on channel whatever right now, watch this. And it was these guys that go over to like France for a year. And I mean, they just pay to do it. To work under some god of the, you know, cooking world.
right?
And it's, I mean, they're just, I'm your slave. Just let me see how to do it.
Right.
And they have to do all these things, and they have to do them perfectly. And one slight little thing, too bad, you're out, you're done. And, you know, you and I don't cook that way. I mean, but when you're in that world where, and when you're in the competition, now a lot of chefs don't compete. They just run their restaurants and cook, and if you like their food, come back, they're happy. But if you're in the competition, there's a whole, it's a whole
People think that Jeff Ramsey is like off the handle. He's not going to put anything on me.
You get better Casey's too.
With compunction.
Jim, you're supposed to go.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
U-Haul probably didn't hear. John works for Aramark, and